Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So today Larry and I are joined on the living room floor to answer all of your questions. Well, as many questions as we can.
Yes.
There are a ton. I think this is going to be a longer video. We were trying to decide, do we want to do rapid fire or just take our time answering? We decided to take our time answering. So grab yourself some coffee, tea, snacks, because this is going to be a longer one. This is like a husband and wife Q&A. So let's start this off. We are in the new house. We're on the floor filming this video. There are no couches yet, but they are coming. So if you're wondering why we're sitting on the floor, that's why. However, I used to sit on the floor all the time to film videos, so this isn't really that different, is it?
Not that different.
No. All right, so the first question is, what is your favorite thing about each other? XX, love you guys. We love you too.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
She's very outgoing, and she likes to travel and do a lot of things that I like to do. So we're a very good match that way.
That is true. My favorite thing about you is you're hilarious. He makes me laugh all day, every day. Very organized.
I try to be.
Loves to travel. We love to do the same things. And I just love that you're like a fixer guy. A fixer. Like if I can't do something, I'm like, babe, how do you do this? And he can do it.
I give it a whirl.
Like no problem.
Unless it's with the cell phone or the computer, then she's
That's
the
where
one.
I come in.
Yeah.
This question made me laugh. Who is the bigger spender?
Ooh. I think we both are close to the same.
I think so. I think we have phases where someone is spending more than someone else and we spend on completely different things, I would say. Like Larry spends on his hobbies and I would more so spend on like home decor and clothes. I think that's where we separate. But then when it comes to household like purchases, like main things, I think we're kind of purchasing those at the same time together. So we're kind of on hold on doing all those other little unnecessary things at the moment. We're more so focusing on necessities, you know, painting projects for the living room, replacing doors, replacing light fixtures, updating the covers. Like that's kind of our main priority right now. But in general, I think we're kind of even with the spending.
Yeah. She does a spa day occasionally, and then I'll hit a Harbor Freight and go, ooh, haven't seen that before.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. Let me know, is your husband or your significant other, who is the bigger spender, or do you guys think it's more even in your relationship as well? Do you take turns getting up with Liam at night?
She does more than I do, but I try and get up when I can.
Yes, so it's more of like, I think I hear, you hear great, but I think I wake up more. Like he makes a movement and it wakes me up, I can hear it. So basically I'll get up every time until I've been up so many times, I'm like, babe, it's your turn, and I'll wake Larry up and he'll go. But sometimes Larry also wakes up when he hears Liam and I've already got up and I'm trying to get a bottle or I'm trying to change his diaper or get him settled. Larry will hear the wailing and he'll wake up and he'll come see what we need and he'll help as well. So he is really great with that.
Sometimes he's noisy and other times he's like really noisy.
Yeah.
I always hear the really noisy ones. I don't always hear the noisy ones. So.
Yeah, no, I hear everything. I even hear the slamming of a foot. Like I hear everything, which is a good thing. I think that's just like a mom's intuition. I'm glad I'm like that. I would feel terrible if I slept through. I'm not saying that's terrible that you sleep through. Just
every once in a while I'll hear something or see something and I'll in the monitor.
Yeah.
And I'll go over there and check.
Yeah. Yeah. What has been the most challenging thing you guys have faced as a couple? That's a deep one and a difficult one. Off the top of my head, without like taking severe time to think about it, I think the most challenging thing as a relationship was maybe the IVF journey. You know, coming to the conclusion of how we were going to get pregnant and move forward with that. Like that decision process time took a while.
And it's a very involved process too.
Yes.
So once you decide, yeah, let's do it, let's take the leap, then there's all the things you have to do, which comes into play with computer testing and meetings with the doctors, and there's a lot of stuff involved. If you're thinking about doing it, do it. Don't wait till yesterday, do it today.
Make the phone call today.
Yeah.
That was the hardest step for us too, was just making that phone call to schedule an appointment. I would say that was the hardest thing we've been through as a couple.
But it was so worth it.
Oh, so worth it. How are you all with the move, being new parents in general? How are you? Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the move. Larry, Larry hasn't got like a chance to talk, I feel like, in recent vlogs because he's bouncing around and running all over the place. So I'm going to give you the floor on this one. How are you doing with the move?
I think this move was much, much, much smoother than our last move to come from Ohio down to Florida.
Yeah, that was a heavy move.
And we had a mover come in, and that was a little bit of stress. But overall, it was basically nothing compared to the first one. So it wasn't bad. We did not have a house built. We did not move into a brand new home. I wouldn't say this is a fixer-upper, but it's got some places that need some attention, so we've been focusing on that. I've been trying to get some little projects done here and there. Go to Home Depot and buy a box of supplies and things I'll need to fix certain things, and then just work out of that box until it's empty, and then start another list and go back and get some more stuff.
Yep.
So, but overall, I think we're doing pretty good.
Good. And then how are you with being a new parent?
Liam makes it easy. He is just, I don't know, he's just so much fun.
He is so fun. And then in general, like overall, how are you?
Well, I'm doing good. I think I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Swim whenever I can, health-wise. I think I'm, I don't know, average.
No, I think you're above average
Above
health-wise. He outdoes me. He outdoes 30-year-olds, guys. I'm just saying, like, no offense to 30-year-olds and all of us and whatever. This man is great. Yeah, I'm sorry, but you're great. What qualities do you most admire about each other? Did we kind of already go over that?
We did a little bit.
Yeah, I think we kind of did that.
There's one, though, that I'd like to add, that Mindy, everybody says, oh, she's so young. Well, that's because I'm so old. But she'll adapt in conversations to any age. She knows enough about things to be able to carry a conversation with somebody that's my age or older, but also obviously knows enough about things from her generation that she talks about, and is fluent with everything she can discuss with people.
That's such a big compliment.
Well, thanks.
I love that. That made my day. Thank
Yeah.
you. I
You're welcome.
I love talking to people.
Yeah.
I think that that's fun. And you're the same way though. Because we are in an age gap relationship, he's able to do the same exact thing with my friends and my generation and my group. And you are very knowledgeable in every area. So yeah, I
Thanks.
think that goes the same for both of us. But maybe that's why we're so well paired.
Could be.
Yeah. That was so nice, honey.
Thanks.
Do you ever get nervous introducing yourselves as a couple to new people with the age gap? Love you too. We love you too.
Yeah.
I-
Well, go ahead.
I don't get nervous, but what I find myself doing, especially with this new move, I've caught myself doing it more than once, and then I've found myself like not doing it at the same time. I'll say, oh, this is my husband, Larry, we have and then I'm like, why am I justifying or explaining that we have an age gap? Like, why am I starting that? Like, yeah, we have like no, like just I don't need to do that. I'm sure they'll look at us when I say, oh, this is my husband, Larry, and they'll just say, oh, nice, nice to meet you guys. Or they might go, oh, really? Then if they do oh, really? Then yeah, maybe I'll be like, yep, we have an age gap. We love each other. It is what it is. But I'm not nervous at all, but I find myself or catching myself doing that.
I get a little uncomfortable when people come up and say, oh, your daughter's so beautiful, and your grandson was such a cute baby. And it's an easy assumption to make. But
It is.
I feel bad because then when we correct them, I'm afraid they're going to get embarrassed or they're going to react negatively, and I don't want that to happen. I want everybody to be happy and not feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and we've never had anybody react like negatively, but I always do, because then somebody's like, oh, I'm so sorry. That has happened. And I'm like, oh, no,
Yeah.
no. Like, I always stop them like, don't be sorry. It's okay. It's normal. It happens all the time, because we don't like them to feel awkward at all. But I think that will always happen.
Yeah, there's things that you're used to seeing, and there's things that you're not used to seeing, and we kind of fit into that latter category.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys ever get on each other's nerves? I mean, rarely. It's very rare. If anything, it's just tedious little small things, which we've already talked about in
Yeah.
previous videos.
You guys that watch all the videos, you know exactly what we would say.
Yeah. Get on each other's nerves, but not really. Like there's another comment, do you guys ever fight? Very, very rare. And I don't think we actually fight. I think usually it's just something happens and then somebody disagrees with what the situation was and then, you know.
Like a bickering back and forth.
Yeah, then you're in like an argument. But fighting, no. I've had past relationships where there has been fighting. This is not one of those relationships. I'm so glad I do not have one of those relationships anymore. But I would say if you are in a relationship where you're doing like hardcore fighting, I would really evaluate that relationship and take care of yourselves, both parties. But no, I'm very fortunate to say that we don't fight.
No, we don't get much drama.
No. I feel like when you don't either, like when you have a happy home environment and you're happy in your relationship, I just feel like you're just happier overall. You're a calmer and better version of yourself. I think that when I was in really toxic, nasty, bad relationships, I was not the best version of myself. I feel like I was acting on the negative parts of me or the stressor parts of me. Like, I've told you about that. Like the worst version of me came out. And now I feel just at peace. I'm happy. I'm calm. And I think that has a lot to do with being in a happy relationship. Plus, I'm sure growing up a little bit, but I think that that's a big play in it. Is just a happy relationship brings out the best in you.
Yeah, we're not drama creators.
No. Did marriage get more difficult after having Liam?
I don't think so.
I don't think so at all. I think we're more tired.
Oh, yeah.
But marriage did not get difficult, but I more difficult. Like I've heard people say that, like it's the most challenging. It can be really tough on a relationship when you have the baby, probably because you're not making as much time for each other. Everything's focused around baby, but I think we just blend it well. The days go by so fast. You're on like repeat. You're on this hamster wheel. Like there is a routine. You know what I mean?
And the only thing that changes the routine is the little guy, and you adjust to his changes, and you just keep going. And it's marriage and raising a little one. The biggest thing to do and remember is teamwork.
Yeah, exactly. I think that really helps with, there not being stress on the relationship once Liam came into the family as we work together. Like if he's seeing that I'm like, I need a moment, he takes over and vice versa. We're lucky to have each other in that way.
Like, oh, Liam pooped. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've already changed the first 4 poops today. It's your turn. Yep.
I got it.
Yeah. What's the difference in dating someone much older rather than closer to your age? That, of course, is always going to depend on the person because you can have a younger person be an older soul. However, in my personal experience with dating younger guys, I would say the priorities are completely different with dating guys my age versus dating Larry. Larry loves to travel. Larry loves to go on trips. He loves to go on walks in the woods. He loves to have conversation with me. Whereas guys that I've dated that were my age were more interested in partying, playing video games, like not wanting to talk, not wanting to explore, not wanting to have like one-on-one time. The phone was always in the hand. It was just like, again, the fighting, the jealousy, the lack of maturity, I would say. And again, like I had to date and go through it and again, I wasn't looking for an age gap relationship because of those situations. Our relationship just kind of came together. We happened and that's how it was. But that's what I'm noticing just from my personal experience with dating somebody that's older versus dating somebody that's younger. However, that's not always the case. I'm sure there's older guys that are very much into partying and are unfaithful and are hot-headed and are jealous. Same with younger guys. I'm sure that there are younger guys that are very mature, love to travel, love to be outdoors, love to talk. So I'm not saying that's how it is with everybody, but just in my dating experience, that's how it was. Are you concerned about Liam playing near or in the woods with wild animals?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say yes in general. However, I grew up playing in the woods, exploring the woods, pushing trees over to cross rivers. Like, I was very much so in the woods. We were talking about this yesterday. Larry and I got in the pool and we were swimming, and I was like, Florida woods are just so different. Like, the bugs, the snakes, like the there's so many things. Plus, we have bears, we have Florida panther.
Panthers.
A bird. So there are big things out there, but I think if you were to go into Colorado and go hiking in the national forest, you also have that risk with massive animals and big things that could come and get you. I think as long as we educate Liam, of course, on his surroundings, what could be out there, you know, please don't go into the woods unless mommy and daddy are with you. Although I don't think these woods are very accessible. Larry's like, there's literally no path. I don't think that people go in these woods.
Paths anywhere. I just don't. And if you go to a walking path, for the most part, in a public park, there's going to be a lot of people that utilize that path, and the wildlife is probably going to stay away from it. They don't want to be mixing with us. And
yeah, this is not pathed. People don't walk through
Yeah.
it. So I don't think Liam's going to have that desire. And if he does, the good thing is we have cameras everywhere. So we'll be able to see, and I don't think he'll be outside without one of us being outside anyways. So it will be interesting to see what animal, though. Big animal, like if we ever will see a bear or a lion. A lion. What are they called? Florida panther? Is it a panther?
I think it's a
okay.
panther.
Yeah,
Or,
it'll be interesting to see if we have one.
yeah.
But
Because we've seen wild boars in Florida here.
just not at our house yet.
Yeah, not here. And the snakes, so far the only snake I've seen has been in the front yard, which everybody would say, oh, that's safe, no wild, don't go in the woods. Well, it was in the front yard. But it wasn't a dangerous snake.
Yeah.
And we're learning about the snakes, and I have seen scorpions here in Florida. So, and the spiders, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, we have a nice grass area for Liam to play on, you know, so we'll probably be there. And then again, we'll just talk to him about the woods, and he'll just know, like, we don't go in the woods unless Larry and I are near you or with you. Not near, with. But yeah, in general, I don't think we'll be going in these woods. We'll probably be going to parks that have like a walking trail. We'll talk to him about it, make sure that he knows it's, you know, the safety concerns.
People that live out west are going, please, Florida, wildlife, snakes, really?
I know, that's
They
what
got-
I'm saying.
yeah,
They have freaking a moose, mama moose. We have a friend that lives out in Colorado that was chased down by a moose because she happened to be walking near when mama and a baby moose were near, and mama said, oh heck no, and she was chased by a moose. So yeah, no, like that's what I'm saying though. Like, there's things everywhere. You can't live in a sheltered bubble, but you just have to be aware of what your surroundings are in your area and make sure you're educating your child on the concerns and the safety, you know, and we'll do that.
We used to walk a lot in Ohio in a wildlife area on a path, and I think the only thing that ever chased you was a goose, Canadian goose.
Yeah. I have luckily never been chased by a wild animal other than a rooster and a goose. That was my childhood too. Rooster and geese, man, they are vicious creatures. Love them, but they can be vicious. Are you doing Vlogmas this year? No pressure, just asking. Guys, I've seen a lot of people asking this already, and obviously so. It's that time of year. I feel like it's that time of year where we're in July, right? And I think everybody starts thinking like, oh, end of summer,
Christmas in
fall,
July, it's coming.
Christmas is coming. Like, things just start popping up. Plus, I've actively talked about since moving into this new home, I was like, oh, the Christmas tree's gonna go here and we're gonna decorate there. And I was absolutely, I said last year, I told Larry, I said, Vlogmas is a no. Like, actually, I said I wasn't gonna do Vlogmas last year. I didn't even call it Vlogmas. I was just trying to upload a video every day, and I think I missed 2. I don't know. Don't quote me on how many, but I said I was not going to do it. But then every year I get excited about doing it. So I'm not going to confirm yes or no if I'm doing it or not doing it, because, you know, we'll have Liam, who will be 1 year and 4 months this Christmas. What the heck? And then we could possibly, I could be pregnant with baby number 2, possibly around Christmas time, possibly depending on if embryo transfer goes well and that whole journey. So it's way too early to commit to anything because I don't know. How will I be feeling? Will I be sick? You know, what will be going on at life during that time? So I think it's something that we're obviously actively discussing. We're actively thinking about it, actively talking about it, but I think maybe around November, is when I think I'll decide yay or nay on doing it or not. Even if we decide not to do Vlogmas, there will be festive videos. And again, I am trying to do the upload schedule of every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, going back up to 3 days a week. Starting last week, I did that. This is week 2 of trying to stick with that. So I'm trying to get back into it. So even if I don't do Vlogmas, we'll stick with that schedule. It'll be festive. It'll be exciting. It'll be Christmas, our first Christmas in the new home. So yeah, it's gonna be, we get to decorate the new house together, guys.
Yeah, the more stuff that gets put away and the more boxes that we throw away, empty boxes, and the more stuff that gets fixed, the more time she has to do the videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me go grab Liam. Oh my gosh, my knees. Is Larry a jealous husband? No. How do y'all handle hate and negativity?
A lot of the hate and the negativity are from people we've never met. They don't know us, they don't know anything about us, but they formulate an opinion in their head and they spew whatever their opinion is out to anybody that wants to read it, which is, that's the way this country is.
Not even this country, just people.
Well,
that's the way people are.
No, I mean, there's freedom of speech. So they go out and do what they say or whatever they want to say. But they're so wrong about stuff. And when they word it to make themselves sound like the foremost authority on us, they're usually the most wrong about us.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's comical. It's like, what? And other times it's just, yeah, I'm not wasting my time with this.
Right. It's more so, why are they wasting their time
Yes.
doing what they're doing? Like, be happy. Go do something. Enjoy life. You know, don't spend your days, you know, you can dislike and hate all you want. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. But go live a life. In my opinion, it would be, I would rather take my time like reading a book, swimming, exploring, doing something fun, rather than going down that rabbit hole on the internet and spewing venom. It's just toxic. It can't make you feel good at the end of the day. I know when I give somebody a compliment and make them smile, it uplifts me, it uplifts them. It's happiness, so why not spread joy and happiness? So how we handle that, how we deal with it, it is what it is. You can't control it. It's a reflection on them. Always remember, it is a reflection on them and who they are as a person, rather than you and who you are. That's what you have to remember at the end of the day.
If you're bored or miserable or whatever the issue is, and you find that I am your outlet, okay.
Yeah. Who is the more romantic one in the relationship? P.S. I love you guys. We love you too. The most romantic one.
I'm going to say Mindy.
Oh, really? I was going to say you.
Oh, I try. I do, but I did just... Ooh, let's go out to dinner. Well, no, that's not romantic. Or let's...
It is though, like taking time for each other is. And he goes above and beyond to like surprise me with something out of the blue, out of nowhere. I don't know. I don't think, but in all honesty, like I don't think Larry and I both are like overly romantic, like setting up a room like a movie and putting flowers, red roses everywhere and sprinkling them on the floor and doing candles. Are we those people? No. But we're romantic in the way that we'll go out of our way to make something special for somebody. He'll get me flowers out of the blue, or I'll, you know, make a dinner that he loves. Like that's us showing each other that we care, that we love each other, that we're thinking of each other. And other things as well, but...
And I could go to 10 different stores and buy her a bunch of different clothes, and she'd probably take them all back, because I've just always been rubbish with trying to pick out clothes or stuff. Hey, I got your purse. What'd you give me that for? Holy man, I can't use it.
In that defense, you've never bought me an item of clothing and then
I
said,
know.
hey, here, and I've never returned it or
No,
sent
she
it
hasn't,
back.
because I'm smart enough to know not to buy it in the first place and make her spend the time to take it back.
Usually what Larry does is, hey, what do you want? Like, what do you like? Buy it and I'll wrap it. I'll give you the money back for it. But then sometimes like he'll find me this amazing book or that cedar chest in the bedroom. Like he found it, he thought, I think she would like this. It's vintage looking. It's, you know, it's beautiful. So he does things like that. So
Yeah. I've always been rubbish with that, though.
no, I don't think so. You have moments.
I have moments. I have moments.
Who's the more mushy one?
Mushy mushy?
Me, for sure. I am such a sappy mushy. Larry, I don't think is very mushy sappy.
No.
Not at all.
We'll see a Publix grocery store commercial, and I'll look over at her, and she'll be crying.
I'm crying. And then I'm like, I can always tell when it's a Publix commercial now. Like, I just know when they start, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I just start crying. Like, I can't help myself. I was telling Larry, speaking of Publix commercials, I was like, since we haven't had this TV hung on the wall yet, and it's sitting on the floor, and that we don't have our couches, I find us not watching TV much at all. It's actually been nice. I do miss like our evening cozy time, but we've been so busy anyways, it's nice not to have the distraction of the TV. But yeah, I went off on a trail there, but yeah, I'm definitely the more mushy, sentimental one. Like, I can get into a deep conversation with somebody and somebody can pour their heart out to me and I will literally cry based off of what they're saying. And like, I'm a very emotional feeling, like I feel people's feelings. Which I've always said I've wanted to be a therapist, like a psychologist, and then I'm like, I don't know if I could because I think I'm so emotionally invested, but I think you would learn to control that. But I'm emotional, that's all. Who is the more level-headed one?
I think it depends on the circumstance.
I think so too, because in general I would say you, but then in general I'm like calming you down too sometimes, and sometimes you're like, Mindy, it's fine. I think it depends on the area. In general though, like if I were to say who was more level-headed, I think you're just more level-toned, not as emotionally responsive, and I'm emotionally responsive, I think, at times. But then you can go from 0 to 100. I think it just depends, guys. If you and Larry had $500 to spend each, what would you both buy?
$500, eh?
I'm trying to think. Mine is something going to be house related to upgrade something. Maybe a light fixture. Like if I had it in my hand right now, I'd probably be like, right. Or
Yeah,
to throw it towards a bill.
Yeah, we're kind of boring that way.
Yeah, that's probably not the answer you want to hear, but realistically,
No.
with where we're at, that's what we would do.
All right, let's remove bills or
House updates, like something
house
fun.
updates. Yeah, what would you do with your $500?
Or like not putting into savings.
Yeah.
What would I do with my $500? I'd probably book a vacation. Or like put it towards like a flight to go somewhere.
Yeah, I was just thinking we take a road trip to the Biltmore.
I was gonna say the Biltmore. I should have said it out loud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't a flight, it would be booking a hotel or a Airbnb out by the Biltmore. Speaking of, guys, okay, so if we go to the Biltmore estate in the Carolinas, is that North Carolina or South Carolina?
I think it's North Carolina.
Okay. If we go, we want to stay in like an Airbnb or like a house that's up in the mountains that's not exactly in downtown Asheville. So if you guys have any recommendations or know of a house rental, let us know in the comments below because we want to make that trip happen this year. Also, that was a lot of other questions is like, do you guys have a family trip planned? We don't have one planned, but that's something that, oh, he's grabbing me and hugging me. That's something that you want to go to the mountains. That's something that we're looking into. So if you guys have a place, let us know.
And there's nothing wrong with downtown Asheville that we're aware of. We don't live
No.
there. But there was, and I talked about this before, there was a guy in Ohio who decided to visit all 88 counties in Ohio. And his rules were you do not take any interstate highway, toll road, or any modern roadway. You take the back roads. You don't go to a McDonald's or an Outback or whatever the other million restaurants are. You find a mom and pop place.
Yeah.
And that's where you eat. And you don't go to the major grocery store chains. You go to the corner
Local
store.
ones, yeah.
And I don't know if we're ready to be that extreme, but we're trying to incorporate some of his ideas into our travels.
Plus, Larry and I are more woodsy, mountainy. Like, I love that view. Every fall, I love to do a fall trip with Larry. And
Camera dead?
no, it's too hot.
Well,
We overheated, but basically we love to do a fall trip, so that is one that we would like to do this year. We will see. How would you feel if your next pregnancy and embryo split and you guys end up having twins? Shocking. I would be shocked.
it runs in your family though.
I know. I would be absolutely like, oh my gosh. It would be so exciting, but it would be like, oh my gosh, kind of thing too. Thankful either way. Whatever happens, that's your monitor, honey. What's meant to be will be.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That was the last question. I think we've been here for quite a while, guys. If you're still here with us,
Thank you.
kudos. Thank you. Let us know. Are you still here? I asked that on that last video that I did. That was quite a longer video. I think it was like 40 something minutes long, and a lot of you guys were like, still here at the very end. So
Thanks for that.
yeah, let me know. Are you still here? Let me know if you enjoyed this sit down, open discussion. Oh, that wasn't the last question. I don't know why I didn't swipe over. It just popped into my head. Somebody asked if we would ever do a podcast. I say yes. I think if Larry and I could sit down and like have open discussions about topics, I would say yes, we would do a podcast. But I think you need like a microphone and like proper way to set it up and do it. But I think it would be, I mean, the only thing that would be different from what we're doing right now, instead of it being a YouTube video, you wouldn't be able to see us, but we would be openly talking about these things. Or maybe we make, you know, a dedicated episode on a certain topic. But yeah, I think it just is taking the faces away from and just focusing more so on the voice, but I don't know. What do you think?
I have seen a lot of podcasts before. I've never thought about doing one,
No.
but they're doable.
Yeah.
But again,
Oh.
some of the guys I've seen have those
Like the,
boom microphones and
yeah, we don't have all that
no,
kind of stuff.
We don't have stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
We have a camera on a shelf.
Yep. We're basic. All right, guys, if you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below, and I will see you guys again in the next video. Bye. Say bye, Maxie. Luna, wherever you're at. Liam, say bye-bye. Liam knows how to wave. He does the wave now, so that's
Does the
fun.
wave.
He loves the wave.
90% of the time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.